Dear Aunt Flo is a podcast about bad periods, and I'm your host, Elisa Michelle. Every month, we'll dive deep into my own vagina monologues as I discuss my journey with endometriosis and share stories that we wish someone would have warned us about sooner. I am your new period BFF, so let's get comfortable speaking about our cycles. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Dear Aunt Flo. Today, oh my goodness, we're going to get into my latest doctor's appointment. But first, I want to say, if you guys listen to one of my favorite podcasts, listen or watch, because sometimes I watch it on YouTube too, but it's called Gin and Juice with Melissa Fredericks and her sister Melissa Goldsby. Listen, okay, I am going to be popping the trunk on Doctors and Lupron today. So if you are familiar with their segment, Pop the Trunk, then you fully understand what's about to go down, okay? Yeah, let's get into it. Also, total disclaimer, I've said it again and I've said it before. I am not a doctor. Do not come from my medical degree because it does not exist. But I am talking about real life experience here, okay? I am living and breathing, existing in my body. I know my body, and I will therefore talk about my body. And of course, there will be medical things that will be discussed, but don't take them for medical professional advice, because that's not what it is. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so there's no video for this one, but here we are. I am just completely floored by the appointment that I had yesterday with a new GYN. I opted to see a male GYN this time because I was told that they're a little more aggressive in researching and getting to the bottom of things. But I digress on that one because I don't even know where to start. I left crying, pretty much. So a few months ago, I had an MRI done. And the MRI, let's back up. I had an ultrasound done. This is like my fourth ultrasound at this point in the past 4 years. And it showed that I had cysts and fibroids, and that I also had a tethering that was infiltrating my rectum. And it's all endometrial scar tissue. So that pretty much confirms all of what I've been feeling for the past almost 2 years now. The constipation, the difficulty to pee, to poop, like literally anytime I have to pee, I have to kind of push my stomach in, because it just feels like I'm pushing through some barrier that should not be there. And when I explained this to the one doctor that I had, I was so excited to have her too, because she was a Black woman doctor, and she was just highly recommended, and I thought that she was really going to fully advocate for me, anyway, I explained this to her, and she literally just sat there with this blank stare on her face, to say, okay, and what else? And I was looking at her are you kidding me right now? What do you mean, what else? I am explaining to you that it is difficult for me to use the bathroom. Something as simple, oh my God, guys, do not take for granted things as simple as breathing air, using the bathroom, chewing. These are things we don't think about, but they are an essential part of our everyday lives. And to be looked at as though what you're experiencing isn't out of the ordinary and can't be, fathomed, is just, it's so disheartening. So anyway, I had the ultrasound. That's what it showed. And I was determined to find a new doctor. But with that ultrasound, she did order an MRI because, well, I think she only did it because the tech that did the ultrasound suggested it, recommended it, highly, highly recommended that I had an MRI done to get a bigger, fuller picture. So that took place in January. And January confirmed everything that the ultrasound showed in just a deeper light. And so I was kind of over her and ready to find a new doctor. So I asked a friend of mine who she recommended for an OB because she hasn't been through similar situations, but she's been pregnant before and she just had a baby. And I just wanted someone who I felt would fight for me and make sure that as a high-risk person, as a high-risk woman, that I would be taken care of. And so I was so hopeful for this appointment. And when I got there, he burst through the doors full of energy, and he was like, so we're here to talk about your MRI results. And he was, regurgitating all that he had looked up and whatever about my results and all the scans that he reviewed. And it seemed that he was very knowledgeable in me, and it felt very personable, and that he was ready for the appointment. I felt that he was very prepared, and I was like, okay, good, we're getting somewhere. But then 2 seconds later, all of this went through my mind in 2 seconds, and 2 seconds later, he was like, so, are you on birth control? And I was like, no, I don't like it. Don't like what it does to my body. I'm explaining myself. And he was like, why are you not on birth control? You need to be on birth control to regulate the hormones in your body so that we can stop this from getting worse, so we can stop this from growing, so we can stop all the endometrial scar tissue that's inside of you. And I was floored because I'm like, okay, I hear you, but you're not hearing me. I do not like what birth control does to my body. I do not enjoy the after effects of when I stop taking it. I do not enjoy the side effects of when I'm on it. I am nauseous all the time. My boobs hurt like hell. My body hurts. I am so irritable and cranky and just not myself. And I get sad at times, and I'm already in this state of, not depression, but in this state of emotion because of all the things that are going on with my body and how it affects my everyday life. So that to me outweighs the benefit. And I'm explaining this to him in so much detail. And he is just like, no, you need to be on birth control. Just pushing it. And I'm just like, I don't want it. I'm so adamant. I'm pushing back, because if you don't push back for yourself, who's going to push back for you, right? And so he dives into showing me the scans, because I wasn't able to see them because they don't do that anymore, apparently. And I went to ask for the disc, and they gave me the disc, but it's a CD, and who has CDs in their laptops and computers anymore? And then, of course, it only works for Windows, and I have a Mac. Anyway, it was a whole thing. So he's showing me my scans. I'm looking at my body, and he's showing me where the scar tissue is. And, I don't know atom from atom, right? So I have no idea what I'm seeing, but he's showing me these things, and I can tell a difference between the right side of my uterus and the left side of my uterus. And the left side of my uterus is just full of scar tissue. And so far, the right side is fine. It's perfectly fine. But then it's also tethering to my rectum, my, what do you call that thing? Your, oh my God, I'm pointing to it like you guys can see. The part of your body and anatomy where all of your like waste and stuff and your food and stuff goes. Oh my God, I am blanking totally. Oh, your intestine. Okay, sorry. Yes, your intestine. So my scar tissue has, completely, it's starting to grow outside of my uterus, which is an indication of endometriosis, right? So he's explaining to me that I need to be on birth control because it slows the estrogen that is in my body, and the endometriosis feeds off of that estrogen. And then we're talking surgery, and that's having a laparoscopic surgery or a laparoscopy, which they go in through your belly button or through your stomach and blah, 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 take out whatever they need to take out to clear out the endometriosis. And prayerfully, if you have someone who does it right, they get it all. They don't leave anything behind, because I've heard stories where doctors go in and they leave things behind, and I don't understand how on earth you, as a doctor, as a medical professional, can feel comfortable and feel good about yourself and can sleep at night knowing that you went in and did not finish the job. So anyway, we talked about that, and I was fairly adamant on considering the surgery if he felt that it would help me, because I want to get pregnant eventually. My husband and I would love to start a family soon, and not knowing how high risk I am and if there's going to be any issues with that, I'd like to get started as soon as possible, right? So we're discussing that, and we're also sorry, I got a text message from my husband, and he must have been knowing I was thinking about him or talking about him. Anyway, so we're discussing the laparoscopy, and then he says that in order to do the surgery, they are more than likely going to recommend putting me on Lupron beforehand so that it can pretty much dry up and clear out what needs to be cleared out before they can go in and clear it all out. And my heart stopped at this point, because I have friends that have been on Lupron. I have watched videos of women who have been on Lupron. I have seen and read stories of women who have been on Lupron, and none of them are positive. Not one of them is a positive story, because, again, these side effects and after effects completely, and I mean totally and completely, outweigh the benefits. And I'm going to explain to you what Lupron is. Okay, so essentially Lupron is a synthetic hormone, and it treats symptoms of endometriosis, early onset puberty, uterine fibroids, and even prostate cancer, right? And it is injected into you. So it's not a pill that you take. It is a shot. You get a shot. And I've heard that the shot feels like a burning sensation through your body once you get it. And it's something that you do either once a month at a low dosage or every 3 months at a higher dosage. But you shouldn't be on it for more than 3 months. No, you shouldn't be on it for more than 12 months, according to the research, because then you're at higher risk for all the side effects I'm going to list soon. But you really shouldn't be on it for more than 3 months. They say it's not a cure for endometriosis, but it is a pretty much like a yield sign, like a pause, like it just buys you more time, right? So what it does for endometriosis patients is that it essentially all of the estrogen that's in your body, it completely removes it, which puts you into menopause. And because the endometriosis feeds off of the estrogen, they're saying that Lupron is the moment to helping you to alleviate all of your symptoms. Because you're not getting your period anymore, so you shouldn't be experiencing pain anymore, and therefore you are fixed. Okay, wrong. So what they don't tell you, or what my doctor or the doctor, I won't call him my doctor because I don't really know him, I just met him, but what he did not explain to me were the side effects. He didn't mention it. He just said how great of a drug this is and how much it would help me, and I want to help my body, right? So let me tell you what the side effects are. You may have an allergic reaction, so skin rash, itching, hives, swelling of the face, lips, or tongue, breathing problems, chest pain, depression, memory loss, memory disorders, pain in your legs or groin, pain at the site where injected, severe headaches and migraines, signs and symptoms of high blood pressure, such as being more thirsty or hungry or having to urinate more than normal. You might feel tired, blurry vision, swelling of the feet and legs, visual changes, vomiting and nausea, breast swelling and tenderness, decrease in sex drive or performance, diarrhea, hot flashes, loss of appetite, muscle, joint, or bone pains, redness or irritation, skin problems, acne. Shall I go on? I mean, seriously? You want me to take a drug that dries out the endometrial scar tissue, but gives me 11 different reasons why I should be so sad and emotional? Are you kidding me? I don't understand for the life of me why these doctors are so adamant on pushing drugs that do not help, and then have the nerve to sit there and gaslight a patient into feeling that they are not doing all that they can do to better themselves, to better their body, to feel better. That is bullshit. It is bullshit, and I'm sick of it, and I'm calling these doctors out because somebody needs to. I am tired. I am so tired of feeling like I am alone in this, like I'm not being heard, like any symptom or feeling that I have is not justified because I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hello? It is my body. I know my body. I know how I feel, and I know how I should feel, and I should not feel like this. So, I implore you to advocate for yourself at all times. Advocate, advocate, advocate. Push back in those doctor's appointments. Push back, because if you don't, you will be subject to making things worse than they need to be. Now, of course, I say all of this because I am not a doctor, so do your own research. But when someone who is medically trained doesn't even take the time to fully understand the disease that they are coming into contact with time and time again, I mean, there are 7 or 8 out of 10 women have endometriosis now? And why is there not so much research and treatment options available to us? Why does it seem that nobody cares enough to address the issue at hand? But no, they just want the bottom line. They want their commission for selling a patient another drug. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. So I call bullshit. And also, I'm in the market for another new doctor because, I just had to get this out. This all just happened yesterday. I don't know when I'm going to share this episode, but today is March 19th. My appointment was yesterday, March 18th. So whenever you hear this, whether it's March or April, just know that I am doing my best to advocate for myself and to understand what I need and to do my own research and to learn more about my body so that I know how to answer questions and answer answers that I don't agree with. Because just because you're medically trained in something doesn't make it okay. I wish I had an affirmation for this one, but it is just a bonus episode. But I will end with what I always end with. I love you. I see you. I hear you. And I will catch you in the next episode. Peace. Hey BFFs, thanks for tuning in to Dear Aunt Flo. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to show support, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. This will help more period BFFs find our community and add to the conversation. Follow on IG at dearauntflo.pod and let me know what topics you'd like to cover this season. Catch you in the next episode, period.